Greetings all, I'm storyteller Jonathan Kruk with a German Yiddish folk tale, The Tailor's Tale. Once upon a time, there worked a clever tailor, his shop crowded with customers, gentlemen calling, "Tailor, I want a suitable suit," coming right up, and the tailor would cut, snip, and sew. The ladies followed, "Tailor, I want the dressiest dress," coming right up, and the tailor would cut, snip, and sew, and sew, and sew. But the tailor knew in life luck changes. But the tailor was clever enough to be ready. He had set aside material for the day when things would be different. And lo, that day came. "Tailor, your suits aren't suitable. Tailor, your dresses aren't dressy. We're going to the mall." And off they went, one and all. Crestfallen, the tailor didn't know what to do except, no customers. I'll be ruined." He cried until he ran out of tears. And then, remembering that material, he took it out and cut, snipped, and sewed, and thought, "I'll make something for myself." So he sewed, and don't just sit there, help the tailor. Sew, and sew, and so he made for himself a fine fancy coat. And the tailor wore that coat, and he wore that coat, and he wore that coat, and he wore that coat, until he wore the coat inside out. Oh, but wait, do you see some good material there? So did the tailor. So out again came the scissors, and the tailor cut, and sewed, and sewed, and sewed, and so he made a rather dashing-looking vest. And the tailor wore that vest, and he wore that vest, and he wore that vest, and he wore that vest, until he wore it inside out. He thought, "Oh no, what am I going to do? It's all worn out." Oh, but wait, there's still some good material. So out again came the scissors, and the tailor cut, and sewed, and sewed, and sewed, until he made a distinguished hat. And the tailor wore that hat, and he wore that hat, and he wore that hat, until he wore the hat. Can you guess? You've got it inside out. Oh, it's all worn out. I guess I'll have to... Oh, wait, there's still some good material. I can make something else. And so the tailor took out his scissors and cut, and sewed, and sewed, and so he made an extraordinary button. And the tailor wore that button, and he wore that button, and he wore that button, until he wore it? No, until, ping, it popped off of his shirt and disappeared into the thin air, as Shakespeare would say, or until it was all gone, as the little kids say. But the tailor took that material, even though there was nothing else, and he turned it into something that never wears out. The tailor turned that material into the tale I have now told you. And next time something sad or mad or bad or blue happens to you, turn it into a tale, and you'll find you'll have something that never wears out, and you'll be feeling the better for it. And friends, that's the Tailor's Tale. Thanks for listening.